Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover, and welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. It's time for another edition of Crimson Live, and it's proudly presented by Alabama One Credit Union. They've been voted Tuscaloosa's best credit union and best mortgage lender. Alabama One, a proud supporter of Crimson Tide athletics. Crimson Tide really well represented in golf right now, and that continues over the weekend with Lee Hodges winning the Portland Open on the Korn Ferry Tour, and he joins us now. Lee, congratulations on the victory. How's everything going?
Yeah, it's all good. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, we're certainly glad to have you. And we're talking about golf right now for the University of Alabama. What is it with former Crimson Tide golfers doing so well right now? Whether it's you, also Michael Thompson, Justin Thomas, just everybody in a good groove right now, it seems.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to see. The University of Alabama does a great job of preparing us all for, what's outside of college golf, and whether that's real life or professional golf. I think they set us up great.
And let's talk about you. Of course, a win for you in the Portland Open really led to your success and helped you go into Sunday with a chance at the victory.
Yeah, no, I played great all week. Portland's a place that's special to me because last year I had a good finish to keep my card. So it was a pretty special tournament, and to win that was super, super special. So, I played great all week, kind of just stayed within myself, stuck to my guns, kind of played the way that I play golf, and glad it worked out and I came out on top.
What can you tell us about the final round? You scored a 71 and were able to complete the victory. What can you tell us about how that afternoon went for you?
Yeah, it was a tough day. Course was playing really hard. Sunday pin, so there were some really tricky pins, and then the wind really started to blow up probably our last 14 or 13 holes. Like, it really was blowing and kind of coming out of every direction, to be honest. It kind of swirled in the trees there. So it was a really tricky day of golf. But it was a very rewarding day, kind of plotting my way around the course, but just super happy.
You have the lead, and then you get to the 14th hole. Kind of tell us what happened on that hole, because anytime you have to have a drop, you always get worried about, okay, here comes a big number on the scorecard. Yeah. How'd you escape with bogey?
So I hit a great tee shot right down the middle. Me and my caddy kind of went back and forth on where the wind really was, because it kind of felt in our face, and then right before I hit it, kind of felt down. But we kind of trusted that it was into, so I just hit an 8-iron, and it's probably the best swing I made all day, just right at it, and it was just a little too much club. Hit it over the green and into a hazard. So took a drop, and yeah, it was a very important hole for me, and it's probably one of the biggest holes I've had in my life, because I dropped and just kind of told myself, let's just get this ball up and down and keep going. I knew I had a lead at that point. I didn't know how much, but I knew I was leading, and just hit a great chip shot. Made about a 4-footer for bogey, and that really kind of, I could have made a big score there, but to kind of keep my momentum going was nice.
And that also helped kind of calm you down for the final few holes as well, kind of knowing that, all right, you've already kind of seen how bad it can get, and you're still able to press through.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It was a good moment. I feel like, any other time earlier in my career, I probably would have let that get to me a little bit and probably made double there, but to hit a nice chip there and get it in for bogey was a huge confidence booster, and really a big hole for me.
Certainly was, and certainly the 18th hole, big for you as well to kind of close it out. What was that feeling on that final punch you had?
No, I didn't even know what I did. Turns out I yelled. I had no idea, honestly. It's kind of a blackout moment. It's just all joy, I worked so hard, and I'd grinded so hard those last couple holes. I mean, they weren't playing easy, and, I was having to two-putt from everywhere, and I just really played hard, and so for it to work out the way it did was kind of a euphoric feeling, and I couldn't have been happier.
Certainly did work out. A big win on the Korn Ferry Tour for you. And kind of what does this win mean in perspective for your career right now?
Yeah, no, it's huge. I mean, it got me into the U.S. Open, which is incredible. Kind of sets me up really, really nicely on the points list going into we have 5 or 6 events left this year and then all of next year. But, obviously being where I am is a huge advantage because I have quite a few points now. So to be where I am is just a massive, massive advantage. And so it sets me up beautifully for the future.
Yeah, you mentioned the U.S. Open. You're getting ready for that coming up in September, which is just, odd to hear about with the coronavirus kind of impacting the golf schedule like it has. But September 17th to the 20th at Winged Foot. I mean, you mentioned how big of a deal it is. Just what are your emotions knowing that you are heading there and have a chance to compete on really golf's greatest stage?
Yeah, I don't think it's really hit me yet that I'm going to be at the U.S. Open. I think I've watched it on TV so much, but getting there will be really, really special. Especially having Davis with me, my teammate at Alabama, and who's just ahead of me on the points list. So we'll get to probably play some practice rounds, which will be nice, and it'll be an experience for sure.
Yeah, what can you tell us about Davis Riley and the season he's having?
Oh, he's an incredible talent. He's probably one of my best friends out here. Coming from Alabama together, we've it's great what we're doing. Being 2 and 3 on the money list is great for not only us, but great for the university and recruiting and stuff like that. Seeing, that Coach Sewell knows what it takes to be on this level. And so this week in Boise will be great. So we're actually playing together this week. So it'll be a special week for both of us, maybe.
Well, that's certainly going to be exciting. And yeah, you mentioned Coach Sewell, more milkshakes, more victory milkshakes for him with what you guys have been up to, along with Michael Thompson and Justin Thomas. Just have you been talking much with him? I know he's got to be awful proud of you guys.
Oh, yeah. I FaceTimed him after the round on Sunday, and he was running around the house. It was a special moment for sure for me. He's one of my favorite people ever. He's one of the kindest men I've ever met, and he's done a lot for me in my career and just in my life, to be honest. He's a great role model to have.
We talked with Michael Thompson a couple weeks ago, and he said it was great to get his win on the PGA Tour. And the only downside was he didn't get to have really his friends and family there to celebrate. I imagine the same's for you right now during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was. I just had to FaceTime everybody, but it'd been really nice to have them all there, to kind of get my hands on them. But it was a special moment anyway. Just FaceTiming them. My dad was watching it with some of my family, and my fiance was over at my mom's house watching it, and so that to have them all together watching it was special.
Can you tell us about some of the precautions you guys are taking out on the Korn Ferry Tour?
Yeah, so we have to get tested every week. Obviously we try to social distance as much as we can, and they do a great job out here. They sanitize everything. There's hand sanitizer on every tee box and green. The caddies are the only people allowed to handle the flags, so the tour's done a great job with keeping us safe.
And we know you're a video game enthusiast. Have you been playing some video games to kind of keep busy? Because you guys are trying to be as much of a bubble-like scenario as you can, just hold up in the hotel room, right?
Yeah, that's been kind of the worst part. It's just you can't really go out and do anything. You go get your food and bring it back to your hotel most of the time. So, it's been nice to have my Xbox with me. So kind of playing with some friends from home and playing with some of my old teammates, Jonathan Hardy, Robbie Prater. So it's been good to catch up with everybody and talk to them.
Well, anytime you play well on the PGA Tour and the Korn Ferry Tour, you want to keep playing after that. So what's ahead for you this week?
Yeah, so we're in Boise, Idaho. The playoffs start this week. So, everything kind of ramps up. Smaller fields, bigger purses. So everybody will be playing hard for sure.
Did you get to catch any of the PGA Championships? See some of the highlights as Colin Morikawa got the victory there?
I did, yeah. Colin's unbelievable. I've only played with him once, I believe. I played with him in the final round of the Sonny Honda Jr. A long time, 2015 maybe, 14, I don't know. So he's an unbelievable talent. Some of the shots he hit down the stretch were just next level shots. He deserved it for sure. He earned it.
Well, you finished your career at the University of Alabama. I imagine you're a huge Crimson Tide football fan. Just how hopeful are you for football coming up later this fall?
I don't know what I'll do without it, to be honest.
Same here.
I've spent all my Saturdays in Tuscaloosa since I was 5. So I don't know. I may just come down and go to Tuscaloosa on Saturdays even if there's not football. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do, but I hope they have. I think they'll have it. We are Alabama. We play football. So.
Well, that's right. Well, Lee, as we start to wrap things up, just again, I know you're really appreciative of all the Alabama fans. I mean, Twitter, I know you're probably not on Twitter, but Twitter was going crazy when you were doing well on Sunday. So just any final message for the fans that were supporting you?
Yeah, no, there's no fans like Alabama fans, like I've always said. I don't have Twitter, but I have Instagram, and I got a ton of messages from people I've never met, and they just were Alabama fans, and it was super special just to hear all the kind words and hear that they were following along and cheering me on, so I'm super appreciative to everybody.
Well, Lee, congratulations on the win of the Portland Open. Best of luck in Boise, and again, best of luck as well coming up around the U.S. Open. And I told this to Michael Thompson, and I'm going to tell it to you, every time you win, you got to come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. So hopefully we'll be talking a lot more this year.
Perfect. Hope to talk to you soon.
All right, roll Tide, Lee.
Roll Tide.
All right, that was Lee Hodges. Thanks for watching the Crimson Tide Sports Network.